Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I was actually thinking, I don't think I've introduced myself, so a lot of you probably don't even know my name. My name is Soul, and a little fun fact, I actually started this YouTube video about 2 years ago, but I was very shy and very scared to even continue doing videos and just forgot about it. But I came to a realization that you shouldn't care what people think, and you should just do what makes you happy, and honestly this makes me happy. So anyways, for today's video I'm going to talk about easy houseplants for beginners. These are plants that I find super easy, low maintenance, and very hard to kill. So this is all from my personal experience and how I've dealt with these plants and how I take care of them. So I'm not going to begin in any specific order. I'm just going to grab the ones that I feel gravitated towards, and yeah, let's get started. So the first plant I'm going to talk about is a pothos plant, or a pothos plant, however which way you want to pronounce it. Specifically a golden pothos, which is what I have here. Now this one is very big. I don't even know how I got to be this big or why it's this big, but I'm loving it and it's thriving. This one I got at Home Depot for $20, and I just knew it had to be mine, so I brought it home with me. And ever since then it has grown quite a bit. As you can see, it's trailing a lot. When I bought it, I think it was like just to here, and it's had all this new growth. This one I just have it hanging on top of my refrigerator, and I love how it's just trailing down and growing, just loving life. And I have it in this cute little basket. It's still in its nursery pot. I just put it in this cute little basket just to make it look more cute. And so this plant is very easy to take care of and low maintenance. You really only need to water it about once a week, and it's very easy to know when it needs watering because the leaves will start to wilt a little bit and they'll feel a little bit thin, and that's how you know it's time to water it. It can thrive in low light, but it does a lot more growing in medium to bright and direct light, and so it just does very well. There's not much to say about this plant because it's so easy and low maintenance. And then another thing is that the more light it gets, the more variegation it gets, the more markings. So this is called the golden pothos because it has the yellow golden markings on the leaves, and it's super easy to take care of. You can also propagate it and make more plants from one single plant. All you have to do is just cut it from one of the nodes. I don't know if you can see, but the little nubs there, you just put them in water, and about a week and a half it'll start growing roots from that node, and then you can just put them in dirt and give them away as gifts, or just grow your plant collection like that. I'm actually going to show you an example of a little plant that I propagated from that mother plant, and it's this cute little one. So I actually propagated it, and when I propagated it, it was only these 2 leaves, and it has now since grown this little baby leaf. It looks so cute. I think I'm going to give this one to my sister, but they're so easy to take care of, like I said, and you can make a lot more plants from one single plant. So next plant I'm going to talk about is an aloe vera plant. This one I got at Walmart for $10, and it came with a terracotta pot, so I thought it was a great deal. With this one, it was a little bit of a trial and error for me, even though they're so easy. I think I was smothering it, and I thought it needed more water than it actually does. I was watering it like probably once a week, and I wasn't doing that great. So now I've learned that I only really need to water it every 3 weeks, if not once a month. And I water this plant, I water my aloes from the bottom. As you can see, I have quite a few. I have one up there and then another one on my little shelves, and I just water it every 3 weeks to a month. And I water from the bottom, meaning that since it has a drainage hole, I just grab a bin, put water in there, let it sit in there for 10 to 20 minutes, and then it'll just soak up enough water to stay hydrated, but not so much that it'll just be soaked and start to die from it. So I noticed that when I would top water, the water would just sit there and stay wet for longer, and so these little stems or leaves, which I don't even know what they're called, would just sit in the water and start to turn black and just limp and just die off. So I just learned that bottom watering is best for these. but they're very easy to take care of. Like I said, water every 3 weeks to a month. They like medium to bright light, and they just continue to grow, and they're so cute and pretty, and you can literally just forget about them and they're just gonna be just as pretty as when you first bought them. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is a cactus. So this one's actually pretty heavy. I got this one at Lowe's for $10, and I actually didn't think it was going to thrive because I was like, okay, cacti like to be in direct sun, they live in the desert and thrive in the desert, and I have it in the living room and it gets bright and direct light, so I didn't have much hopes for it. But actually it's been growing a lot of new babies, as you can see. And this is another plant that is super easy to take care of. I water it every 3 weeks to a month. It's in bright indirect light, and I just have it sitting there and it's thriving. Very low maintenance, you can forget about it and it'll still love you. It's not going to hate you or die on you. So yeah, and actually I don't know if it's good or bad for the plant. From what I read on the internet is that the little spines, little spikes that grow on them are just pretty much dead parts on the plant, and they're mainly used to protect it from animals, to keep them from eating them out in the wild, and that it's not going to hurt the plant if you take them off. So I went ahead and did that because I'm very clumsy and I would always prick myself and hurt myself every time I was around this plant. So I went ahead and took them off, and it's still living. So moving on from those plants, I also, the last plant that I think is super easy and actually very foolproof, and that I probably recommend the most to people that are getting into plants and just beginning to explore, would be a snake plant. I have one right here and it's actually very heavy, so I'm gonna have to use my muscles for this one. It is this one. I have it in a cute little basket too. I kid you not, I forgot to water this plant for a month and it's still thriving. I just completely forgot about it, and next thing I knew, a month had passed and it was still living and just as bright. So this one, I believe it's a Sansevieria. There's different varieties of snake plants as well. And like I said, water it once a month, if that. It can thrive in very low light and it'll just keep growing and living. This one is very cool because you can actually separate all these snake plants and just put them into another pot and they'll grow. Or you can also propagate them by cutting them. I've seen on YouTube people propagating them by just cutting them, and then like they'll start rooting and then you just put them in dirt. I haven't tried that because I'm kind of iffy about it, because I feel like I'm probably gonna kill it if I do that. But separating them can make new plants, or they can also start popping out little babies on the side. I don't think this one has any. No, but they'll usually just start growing new babies on the side, and you can just separate them and make new plants from that. I also have another kind of snake plant. I have one in the kitchen, and then I actually have another one in the room that I can show you. Let's see, I almost poked myself with this one. I don't know what kind of snake plant this one is, because I know it's different than the one that I just showed you, because this one is a lot more greener and it doesn't have the yellow markings on them. But this one too, I water like once a month. It's just sitting in the corner of my bedroom, and it doesn't get much light. It gets like medium, sometimes even low indirect light, and it's still doing very well and just standing tall and proud. So I love these plants. They're very easy to take care of. You can just forget about them and they'll just thrive. I don't know, there's just something about plants that is, I think it's very good for the soul. Every time I wake up and I just look around, see the greenery, it just makes me very happy. So yeah, these are the couple of plants that I find are very friendly for first-time plant parents or beginners for plants. One thing I did want to also talk about that I forgot, but I'm going to talk about right now, is that with the Pothos, there's different varieties, just like with the snake plant. I'll try to insert some pictures of the ones that I have but I know there's like a silver satin pothos, a mandrula pothos, a marble queen pothos, a jade pothos, and they're all very easy to take care of, and they're very easy to propagate as well. And you can just make new plants and give them as gifts. And yeah, those are the plants that I found to be very easy. Like I said, the aloe, cacti, pothos, and then snake plants, this huge one. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe. You can also be friends on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video.